Yeah, you already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon Lee's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Headlines flip with a soulful twist. Behind the scenes where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon Lee's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Brantley's Virtual Tour Live. We are live on tour. Yes, we are. Y'all, let's get into it. Married to Medicine. Woo, my Lord. So much went down. I had to take a swig of some sweet tea because I needed it. Let's get to it. Higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we got to go on tour. Yes, indeed, we do. Let me tell you now, this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is me. Hey, everybody, welcome in. I'm wearing my jacket in bed. It's nice. I like it. By the way, I think there are like pajamas that are like jackets and stuff as well. But anyway, it's cold. Okay, so listen. But glad to have y'all here. We do have a lot to get to. And I went to work today, did what I need to do, came home. I tried to chill out for at least an hour, right? Just to have some me time, right? And I was like, I'm hearing about this episode and the energy of this episode. Wow. It's only the third episode, y'all. It's on the third episode. Hello, Bubster. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. But yes, only the third episode, right? So let's get into it because there was a lot that went on. So we kick it off with Dr. Heavenly, right? And, her son, Zachary. Dr. Heavenly asked, when am I going to go and get some grandchildren? And her son said, okay, Noah, we're glad to have you in. And by the way, shout out to 21 people here. Thank you all so much for being here. Glad to have you here. So, like I was saying, Zachary really likes a lot of girls. And I'm just like, that's a conversation you don't have to have with your mama. You know what I mean? But I also understand, there are levels of thickness. You know what I mean? Shout out to Gabriel Iglesias for the scale of fluffy, right? And, listen. When you are in your younger days, right, you do want to taste every flavor from Cold Stone Creamery, okay? You do. But as you get older, though, you want to find that main one, right? So, but I feel him. He's young, you know what I mean? So then Dr. Simone was talking to a beautiful thick woman, and apparently she's taking iron tablets that will make her constipated, and she'll be full of shit. All right, then. And then Brandi is with a woman that apparently this black woman got lip filler, and the husband wants to know when he can use her lips. And I'm just like, bruh, what the heck? What the actual hell is going on? I just don't get it. My Lord. But okay. So then Dr. Contessa is throwing a birthday party for herself, her first birthday party ever in life. And so she wants to have like a 70s theme, and Toya shows up to support. It's going to be like the players ball from a movie. and she wants to stay under $40,000. Now, listen, it's your birthday. Do what you want to do. Just make sure your bills are paid. That's just how I feel about it, right? So then we're with Quad and King is eating some food, but it looks like King rather doesn't want to eat Quad's leftovers when she cooks and stuff. But apparently, this is back and forth about that. And so, as you guys know, Quad and King are going through IVF, intravitreal fertilization, right? So Dr. Jackie is the stateside doctor, and Quad is going to go overseas later on the season. And there's 2 egg retrievals that has happened so far, and King's been trying to avoid this bullet of, IVF and all of this. But, I will just say this, right? The journey to being a mother and a father is not easy, right? So I was literally talking to one of my coworkers today. I said to him, listen, sometimes in a relationship, you're not going to have all the answers, right? I remember a time where I was talking to my mom, and she asked me after she gave me an explanation. She said, do you understand, Brandon? I'm like, actually, no, I don't. Is that okay? And she was like, yeah, it's fine not to understand things sometimes. And so what I said to my coworker today was, be honest, say, hey, listen, I don't know what type of support you want from me, but what type of support do you need from me? Seriously. Say, I don't know what type of love you want from me. How can I give love to you? Because sometimes I feel like we have to know everything. So if we know, let me flip the rest around back. Because we have to know everything per se, there's no room for error. There's no room for failure. There's no room for being a human being, right? So to me, I just feel like if King is nervous, just say you're nervous, bro. You know what I mean? That's just how I sincerely feel about it. So, and then King says, if this didn't work, I could buy another car. And I'm just like, bruh, y'all trying to have a kid. You buying another car. Now, King, he's an owner of exotic cars. There was a whole scandal, this, that, and the third. I believe there was something else about Quad and King here recently. But like I said, I watch the YouTubes. Okay, I watch all the YouTube videos and stuff just like y'all do. Okay, so I'm a creator and a fan. But anyway, with that being said, I do think that was wrong to say that. Like, bro, you could have bought another car. Okay. So then we with Quatisha, who was the event planner. Beautiful job of the event, okay? And Scott did not help. And so you got Brandi and Contessa, they're there talking and all that stuff. And Brandy's gonna get into Scott's behind. Dr. Mimi Angel get ready. Dr. Heavily wants 70s fashion back. And Dr. Jackie said, I was young in the 70s. Let me tell you, we were sexually free back then, but also were the herpes and hepatitis. And I'm like, what in the hell is wrong with you? What? And how would you know that those are running free? Do you got some personal experience with that? Like, what the hell? I just didn't get it. I'm just like, wow, we're bold out here. Okay, then. I will say Dr. Mimi threw down her afro looked like Foxy Cleopatra, which, by the way, Beyonce should have made that movie franchise. I'm just keeping it up, okay? Listen, ain't too late either. Beyonce, you need a co-star. Anyway, King said that in the 70s there were a lot of rugs. I'm like, really, bro? But he didn't lie. Y'all, so everybody is, making it do what it do. I will have to say the best outfit for the men, Eugene. Well done to you, sir. Let me give you the big applause. Well done to you. I mean, that brother was in Pepto-Bismol pink, but he was smooth like butter, right? So everybody understood the assignment. Except for Dr. Damon. This brother came through so... Dr. Damon came through so basic. He looked like he had his work clothes on after work. I'm like, damn, bro. You mean tell me you couldn't find no 70s t-shirt at least, bro? You could have wore black pants and black shoes, a 70s t-shirt, and maybe a hat. You could even just do the basic shit, like, bro. And then, of course, Curtis and his reputation of having his hands on women, he played into that. Um, Steve with the hair, he had the Jerry curl, okay? He did his thing with a Jerry curl. So Simone said that the most she spent on a party was $5,000. So Toya and Simone were talking about the amount of money. And listen, right? At the beginning, middle, end of the day, if it's your birthday, you're going to do what you want to do, right? Okay, so just wanted to just say that. Because I'm just like, really? Where y'all to count anybody's pockets? Didn't y'all count Phaedra's pockets? And she showed the receipt of how she made sure the nurses' ball was taken care of with that donation. So, like, y'all gotta stop that shit, okay? Until there is actual, factual, smacktual evidence that money can't be paid, let people be them, okay? So, Toya said that there was $75,000 paid for her wedding, right? And Mimi asked what year. I like Mimi. And then, of course, Toya said that Scott did a great job of throwing the party, giving shade to him. And listen, we're going to get into this in a minute because, honestly, I have so many thoughts, right? And, of course, we're going to get to Dr. Simone because I really, 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 really have a lot to say on that, okay? We won't get to that. So then we're talking about, Dr. Heavenly saying you got to bend over backwards. And Dr. Jackie was like, huh? And she was like, oh, bend him over backwards for your man emotionally. And Dr. Jackie was like, yeah. So Dr. Jackie and Curtis don't have sex no more? I mean, you got to have something to hold on to or have sex, but that's just me. Twigs make temporary campfires. Logs make permanent fireplaces. I said what I said. Moving on. So with that being said, Angel had the right response. She said, I will bend over backwards for the right one. Spread it open, drop it down. Oh no, all that. Mimi didn't say nothing. I think her and Steve were just fine. And some of the nurses asked Eugene to stay because, Eugene is working at 5 different hospitals. And Curtis said, I just want to see the nurses. Of course you do, you old piece of freak. Of course you do. And so, Toya was like, oh, so some of these nurses are men, huh? Yes, there are male nurses, Toya. OGBYN dentist tennis expert. OGBYN dentist tennis expert. OGBYN dentist tennis expert. Okay? Now, we know Toya is not the brightest, sharpest, and smoothest tool in the toolbox. Okay, we all know this, all right? She only exists on national television because of her husband, Eugene. Toya is a nobody. She's a human being. She's upon the earth. God bless her on her journey, okay? She's somebody to somebody, okay? That's just what it is. What you want me to do? You saw the thumbnail. You know my voice is dim, and you know why you're here. So, with that being said, yes, there are male nurses. Baby, if you would expand your mindset, right? And I honestly tell you the truth, like, since you brought up he has another family, go up to a hospital and, shadow for the day. See that male nurses work. See that other people actually do work, which you don't do. Damn. Like I said, I promise you, Eugene's DMs will be flooded with, new requests for women before Toya ever has any DMs for a new man. Fight me on it, but you won't. Anyway, moving on. So Scott is speaking on Contessa and all that stuff. Very nice language and all that stuff. And, Quad said, why do women have to struggle in order to get a position with their woman? And Quad was sitting in her, chair and stuff like that because of, Scott brought up a memory of Scott and his mom watching the Titanic, and Contessa's like, Rose, she'll jump on that ship to just save you. And I thought that was sweet. Okay, Quad. Listen, not everybody's got the money to have a Rolls Royce. Okay, now listen. There's a quote from Oprah that says, and I quote, "I know who will ride in the limo with me, but I need to know who will ride on the bus with me when the limo breaks down." You don't have that fucking mindset. You don't, because you know what can happen to your Rolls Royce. Somebody in the neighborhood could set that motherfucker on fire. They could break the window, put a moth cocktail in it, and blow it up. You could get into a hey CC, gorgeous, glad to have you here. You could get into a wreck, right? You could. I'm not wishing that on you, but you could get into a wreck with that Rolls Royce, right? There could be something malfunctioning that could, total the car, mechanically, right? So, like I said, and this is the problem with some people. There's nothing wrong, and I will never, ever, 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 ever hate on somebody, black, white, Indian, Hispanic, whatever race, color, creed you are. If you have been doing the hard work and you've been treating people right, and you want to go out and buy a Rolls Royce and you got all your bills paid first before you buy that, good on you, motherfucker. Good on you. But don't think that just because you're able to have $500,000 to buy that Rolls Royce don't mean that you can't be back where you used to be. My parents have a very good saying. Ray and my sis, we're going to get you everything that you need and some of the things you want. When I make it, y'all, when we do bring these virtual tour house tour, sometimes on this channel, I'll show y'all the highest price. I'll also show y'all, the mid-tier, lower-tier homes. I will gladly get a $5 million home, get the property brothers to renovate it. I'll give me a Lexus LS 500. That'll be my off-day car. I'll give me a top-of-the-line Cadillac CT4 sedan or CT5 sedan. I'll give me a top-of-the-line Honda Accord. I want to be able to have everything paid off. So the day that they knock on the door, Braylon, you have done media, culture, entertainment, business, and everything in between for a great job for 50 years or so. But we don't need your services. Hey, babe, you want to go fuck on the balcony on a Royal Caribbean cruise for 3 months? It's about the long game. And I don't think Quan knows how to play the long game. I think, to me, this is my opinion, I think that Quad cares more about the image than the connective tissue of her soul. I'm going to say it 2 more times. I think that Quad cares more about the image than the connective tissue of her soul. I think that Quad cares more about the image than the connective tissue of her soul. That's my opinion. Quad, you on national television. You a public figure. It's my First Amendment right to talk about you. Because what if the house goes away? Right? What if the car goes away? Just saying. What if jobs go away? Right? What if you have a family member that really needs you to step up? Life can be lifing at any time. Right? So just keep that in mind as you're driving around your Rolls Royce and talking about your marriage and this, that, and the third. I remember when Quad said, not Quad, but I remember when King said he didn't want to move in with you. You had an opinion about that. Right? So women can be rejected too. Not just men. But hey, what do I know though, right? I'm just a black man talking on YouTube. Okay. Moving on. So after all of that, the ladies are outside and Contessa wanted a distraction, right? She wanted a distraction. And so Simone said we need to teach them how men need to treat their wives, right? And Simone feels like she gets taken advantage of. And Dr. Contessa is big mad about, being sexist at her party. And I understood where she was coming from, right? It was her party. Now, would it have been nice for Scott to throw the party? Sure. But you know what? Scott said something very important. He said, listen, I would have done it, but probably would have been up to my wife's standards, this, that, the third. And that is up to the woman to maybe not be like grateful, be like, oh, hallelujah, blaze, Jesus. Oh, you want that fire. 1, 2, 3, fire. And flames being thrown back on you. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta praise them. But also, too, you do have to be open-minded of at least he tried to do something nice. So that's a communication issue that they got to work out, right? But it would have been nice, but also, too, was she didn't like it, right? So it's very layered, right? But I feel where Dr. Contessa's coming from. Like, it was her birthday. Okay, she wanted to throw it the way she wanted to. I didn't see nothing wrong with it. So now, this conversation, oh Lordy, let me tell you, I replayed this conversation 3 times because the weight of it was so real, right? Let's get into it. So we're with Dr. Cecil and Dr. Simone. So the sons cooked dinner, and the sons got their degree, right? And Michael said his 6-year Jeep is not cool. Here's the thing. You know what's really not cool? Walking in the cold home. You know what's not cool? Not having a roof over your head. You know what's not cool? Not having food on the table. You know what's not cool? Being able to have avenues for you to make something out of yourself. Oh, okay. Well, we can just do that. Like, what the flying hell? Like, oh my Lord Jesus. You know, sometimes, and I said this to Chef Don, you may not be where you want to be, but thank God you're not where you used to be. You know what I mean? And sometimes we don't say everything on our minds for your own mental health and your protection. Okay? So let's keep it a buck with that. I'm just like, child. Listen, moving on. And you know what? By the way, to take time, energy, and commitment out to do that to somebody's channel, it just goes to show you have no life. And that no one in your life gives a fuck about you enough to invest in you so you can have an energy of being about something for yourself. So that was just sad, despicable, and disgusting behavior. But that's neither here nor there. So let's keep going. So with that being said, right, this conversation, like I said, there's a lot of worse things that are not cool, right? And like I said, Dr. Simone, bought this Jeep for Michael. And he wants a new car, right? But Dr. Simone now wants payments on the Jeep, right? And, Michael said, I hope that these payments aren't so bad where I take the pasta off of your plate and feed it to the dog. Y'all, I was just so triggered, right? Because like I said, I grew up in the neighborhood on one side, projects on the other, right? So guess what? I've been around the way, all right? Now, of course, it wasn't Empire or Power Energy or, the jail show energy when it was on Spike TV. But, I know some things. I'm let's just say this. I'm hip to the game. the game is not on my hip, right? So, with that being said, now this chase bill that Michael created, Dr. Simone got the payments that were month to month. Michael has charged $60,000 onto his credit card. $60,000 on his credit card. Let me say it one time. $60,000 on his credit card. Now, he just got his law degree, full ride from his parents, and you spend $60,000, and you want your mom to pay for a brand new car? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So Dr. Simone said there needs to be lessons about responsibility than, just you think you can swipe a fucking credit card. And when Michael said, when Dr. Simone said there needs to be, shared ownership here, right? Michael said, I have a mother who makes pretty good money. What? And Dr. Simone feels that the only thing she should pay for is a roof over the head, right? And Dr. Simone said that she got it from scholarships and loans. And Michael throws up the fact that Dr. Simone's mom was not able to do for you what you're able to do for us. And what about all the white kids that go debt free and are rich? And Dr. Simone then fired back and said, well, what about all the white kids that go to school debt free and they ain't doing shit? And Cecil brought up, the fact that Michael does have a point. We are blessed. You see why I'm giving the recap first, because when I give my opinion, believe me. Who cares about how hard I'm working when we want to get to retirement? I do. The other son said, I can't remember his name. Please forgive me. And Cecil says that Michael thinks about how he wants to give to you every day. And Dr. Simone said, I could be dead before getting my law degree. And Cecil said, God could take you away. And Michael said, I'm done talking about this conversation. And Dr. Simone then says, you can't speak for me and you don't support me. That's what she says to Cecil. And Dr. Simone said, you are so entitled. And she goes the fuck off. Now, Dr. Heavenly, I did go over Carlos King's page, okay? Dr. Heavenly said that scene was way worse than what we saw. I'm going to just say this right now. Michael, you are a very blessed young man, because there is no way in my past life, present life, or afterlife I could say that to my mama and my dad don't handle me disrespectfully. And I mean my bio dad or my dad handling me disrespectfully. You must be out your ever fucking lost mind. Or you must be out your ever loving fucking ass lost mind, okay? First of all, that's your mother's money. That's not your money. Let me say it 2 more times. That's not your money. That's your mama's money. That's not your money. That's your mama's money. 1. Number 2, my parents, they said best. From birth to 18, we're your parents. At 18 onward, we're your advisors. Right? So my mom said to me, Braylon, you should be able to take care of yourself 10 months out the year. You may need some help at least 2 months out the year. Right? And I was on Nickelodeon. I showed y'all the clip of when I was on 2003. And, I was like, man, I should have really made it back then. But you know what? I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. I'm going to tell you why. Because I needed the space to try, to fail, to succeed, to be emotional, to be mature, all of that. I needed that process to get to who I am today. And like I said, thank God I ain't married. And what I mean by that, y'all, it's not that I don't want to be married, but thank God I was not married and I didn't have these kids, because let me tell you something. Hey, you got the camera on? I'm about to go the fuck off. You want content? You're about to get content. You would have got everything from me. You would have got everything from me, Michael. You would have got everything from me. Because here's the thing. What's the saying? I could give you a fish, right? But you don't keep asking for fish. But if I teach you how to fish, you'll fish for a lifetime. If I give you a fish, you'll be asking for more fish. But if I teach you how to fish, you'll fish for a lifetime. If I give you a fish, you're going to keep asking for fish. But if I teach you how to fish, you'll fish for a lifetime. Bro, the best thing you can do right now is go out and find a law firm, right? That's wanting entry-level people, and you work your way up. Believe me, nobody wants to do the hard work. Because let me tell you something. Anytime I see somebody stupid on TikTok, I immediately get pissed. Like I said, I never get upset with people from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Clubhouse, what have you, who have done the hard work and who have done right by people and they're successful. We'll never hate on that. But when I see Lizzo eating mustard on Oreo cookies, not cookies, not cookies, cookies, and other people just dancing to do a TikTok dance. We got Misty Copeland, a black ballerina, and people who have went to school for this shit. All the son getting deals and stuff. Yeah, I got a problem with that. Because I grew up in the 90s where Whitney Houston, legend. Angela Bassett, legend. Denzel Washington, legend. Sidney Poitier, legend. Why? Because they were gifted at that one motherfucking thing. Now, you got to do many things to lead back to your main gift. Nothing wrong with that. The game has changed. But the problem is, when people are doing things just for the freedom of it, when there's people that have done the work, that's why AI is such a hot button issue. Because it's like, okay, how come these AI artists are getting on the Billboard Top 100s and they're getting record contracts and they're getting nominated for Grammys, and I've been over here for 10 fucking years doing the work, keeping it in a book. Not to mention, do you know that AI is being used in every industry? AI is being used in law, held to the low. You just went to school, to college rather, for law school. Bruh. Like I said, nobody wants to do the work, and I get it. But here's the thing. What Tina Turner said in What's Love Got to Do with It with Angela Bassett, I just want my name. You can have everything else, I just want my name. There is something very powerful about making your own name. There's something very powerful about making your own land. There's something very powerful about making your own space. I'll never forget when I got to meet Steve Harvey at Kent State University. And my friend, he asked me, like, bro, are you upset that Steve Harvey didn't take you under his wing and stuff? I'm like, bro, actually, no. He was there for his fraternity. Listen, it is what it is. It wasn't Showtime, Steve. It was Steve Harvey, the black man, that came back to see his bros. I understood the assignment, but also, too, I thank God it didn't happen because I wouldn't be here with y'all right now, right? And so when I do make it, and they say, y'all, Brantley's virtual tour is on weeknights, 6-5 Central, live on E, where you can't spell culture without E, and we put the E in everybody being seen. And he's on Fandango at home. He's on 365 Black Network and other platforms as well, on his YouTube channel, the other YouTube channels, and on iHeartRadio. things work out when they need to work out. Sometimes we will rush the process just so we can say we done something. What do I always say? Everybody gets rejected, but everybody gets accepted eventually. Where you get rejected from is where you want it to be. Where you get accepted to is where you need it to be. Where you get rejected from is where you want it to be. Where you get accepted to is where you need it to be. Where you get rejected from is where you want it to be. Where you get accepted to is where you need to be. Michael, you a fucking ally. And not to mention too, he talks about all the white kids and stuff. You don't know every white family, because there are some white families like, listen, we're going to set you up, but you're going to have to do the work. There's a clip I want to play. Give me a moment, yeah, because I want to play this. Let me go there. This clip here. Because I thought this was a powerful clip. Steve, don't at me for this, okay? I'm using this for commentary purposes.
Yeah, what you need?
I just want to know. I recently got laid off from my job. Right, I've been working there for 13 years, and company restructured, so they just went a little different direction from what they were doing. So I just want to know, like, how do you stay motivated when you keep putting applications out and folks are telling you that you're overqualified, or the stuff that's going to pay you what you think you're worth, you're getting told you're underqualified for. So how you stay motivated and keep putting yourself?
So that brother is saying a real issue that a lot of people are going through right now, right? I've applied for jobs, you've applied for jobs, we all applied for jobs, and it's just like you're almost there, but you're not good enough, right? And I told you about societal slavery before, right? This is your role, know your role, and stay in your lane, right? And I'm not going to sit here in front. The only reason why the journey gets teary sometimes and it gets weary is because of the energy you put it in. But let me tell you something. I rather would go for it one big full time. Let me flip it reverse around. Let me flip it reverse and wind it back. I would rather go full steam ahead on my dream. At least one big go, one good time, one of a. Oh my God, I know what I'm trying to say. I would rather go for everything the one and only time I got it than to never find out if I could ever do it. So let's keep going, because there's a story to this. Okay, here we go.
Well, let's look at the layoff for what it was. It was time to go for you. Yeah. And sometimes, man, we don't jump. Sometimes we get pushed. Yeah. See, God is really fair. When he wants you to do something else and you won't do it, he'll bring about a set of circumstances that'll cause you. So now, quit looking at the negative. You can't find work. How do you stay motivated? Let's look at this for what it is. There's obviously something that you should be doing instead of what you was doing. But what you're trying to do is go back and get something similar to what you was doing, when obviously the sign for you was to move on and do something else.
Pause it. With that being said, Michael, you haven't even begun to figure out what you really want to do. You got this degree. You haven't had enough breathing room. Let me flip the words right back. You got your degree, but you have not put in the time, energy. You haven't made a commitment to even seeing through what you can do with what you already got. You want to go on to the next thing without breathing in the experience that you already went through. You want to go on to the next thing without breathing in the experience that you went through. You want to go on to the next thing without breathing in the experience of what you already went through. You're trying to move on to the next thing on a free ride when there are people out here doing the work. Let's keep going.
So now let me ask you this. What is your gift?
I'm pretty good in the kitchen.
Right. So why you down around at the computer store? See? You see?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Your gift is you really good in the kitchen, but your former job was what?
Sales rep.
Sales rep of what?
Have beverages.
Right. But you good in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So now you're trying to find another sales rep job when it's going against what you was created for. Your gift is in the kitchen. See, so you're going to go counter against what it is you were created to do. So now you off somewhere selling beverages when you need to be somewhere cooking. You ever thought of that?
Yeah, I thought about it, but again, it's just the fear of not succeeding. I think that's what stops a lot of folks.
That's what stops. Fear is the number one cause of failure in this country. The fear of not succeeding. So let me tell you something. You already laid off.
Now, what I love about this conversation is, and I have to say this to myself all the time, and I'm sure all of us who are dreamers and doers have to recognize this, and this is the thing. People who know how to dream big don't know how to do, and the doers don't know how to dream. It's an imbalance, right? Here's the gag to anything that you want to do. If you worry about failing, nobody knows you, right? Nobody knows you. You're already a failure as it is. And I'm not saying you're a failure because you hadn't tried. I'm just saying you've already failed because you haven't started nothing, right? But the biggest thing is, do you not realize everybody who's successful right now that you see, you don't think that they didn't have fear when they started? You don't think they don't have fear now? Why do you think the media industry was one of the hardest industries to maintain? Because your existence is determined by people giving a fuck about you. Let's have the conversation. Carlos King's career is determined if people give a fuck about him. Steve's career is determined by if people give a fuck about him. Queen Latifah career is determined if people give a fuck about her. Sanaa Lathan career is determined by if people want to give a fuck about her. Imagine waking up every damn day thinking, oh damn, am I doing anything? Is anybody paying attention to me? This, that, and the third. And based on the relevance of who you are determines if you make money or not. That's dangerous. Right? That's dangerous. Absolutely dangerous. But people go for it anyway because they know that they can be a solution, right? Yeah, it starts with your mind. How you think and how you move determines how you flow in life, right? Let's get back to this because there's a very big lesson from this that I want everybody to get. Let's keep going.
What you scared of now? Ain't working.
You're right. You're right.
The opportunity for you is to go get a position in cooking, go to culinary school, develop your skills, and be what you really would love to do when you wake up in the morning. That's why you got laid off. That's why you sitting here next to me. That's why you asked me that question. See, God, he's slick, man. He's smooth with it. He'll put you right where you need to be and hear the thing right you need to hear at the perfect time. Now, you asked me for how do I stay motivated. You ain't got to get motivated. You've been given a second chance. So, dog, I lost everything I ever owned. But it was the chance to get, look at me. This is all you doing. So what I want you to do, pursue your cooking career. Pursue your greatness in the kitchen. The Bible says your gift will make room for you and put you in the presence of great men. Your gift. What do you really want to do?
I've been telling people about trying to purchase a Jamaican food truck for a little bit, but like I said, cooking is really my passion. Like I do it fairly well, very well, without a lot of effort. I grew up with my grandma, so I learned a lot from her in the kitchen. Whenever everybody else was playing outside, I was in the kitchen with her.
So want to pause that there. This brother right here was already in the midst of what he loved to do. And I'm not saying Michael nor the other son has to do what Dr. Simone does or do what Cecil does or do what any of their parents' friends does. But they were already around an energy to be able to be about being something, right? So you're wondering why Steve got that phone out. Hashtag watch this.
Just trying to hone in on what she was doing. So I'm definitely serious about it. I was just talking to my wife right now, like I'm really gonna pursue it because I think,
Who is that?
Say it again.
Who is that next to you?
It's my wife right here.
Oh, that's your wife. Y'all got kids?
We have 2 adopted kids, yes.
Okay. Paige, you hear that? Yes, he's got 2 adopted kids. He's 40 years old. He's not adopted. He got 2 adopted kids. They married. He's 40 years old. He was thinking about getting a Jamaican food truck. But let me ask you something. Would you go to culinary school?
Yes, sir, I would.
He said he'd go. What can we do?
We're going to pay for the first semester. Based on his grades, we'll pay for the second.
Where you live, man?
Valencia?
Out here?
Yes, sir.
All right. I got that one's out here. You looked up. There's a culinary school out here. I just called him foundation director. It's $15,000 a semester. We will pay for your first semester. Based on your grades, we will pay for the second semester. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. We'll do that. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it for sure. I know. Sorry, man. I know. I've been there. Man. I've been there. Thank you. I know, man. It's been in the leaf of life, man. I know. That's why you came here today. I've been there. Somebody helped me one time. I've been there, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, I appreciate it. I got you, man.
I got a question.
So
Yeah, what you need?
So I wanted to play that whole thing to let Michael know, the other son, I can't remember his name, and to let Lati Dati, everybody that works Tea Talk with your girl, to let everybody know, just because it ain't your time yet, doesn't mean your time ain't coming. That circumstance hit an inflection point when it was supposed to be time. And that's why I fight as hard, I go so hard, and I am about taking it all the way where I'm almost too close to the sun. Because at least if I get close enough to the sun, that means I'm feeling something. So Michael, do what the fuck you need to do. First of all, recognize the resources that you already had at your disposal. Then do the work of what you need to do for you. And then be about understanding the responsibility of the journey you need to go on for you, right? Recognize your resources, do the work that you need to do, and then be about the business and make a purposeful investment about enduring what needs to be done, okay? Because your mom, your dad, they're getting close to the end, bro. They deserve to be happy too. All right, let's roll on, y'all. Listen, You saw the thumbnail, you know my voice is dim, and you know why you're here. So let's keep going. So we got Dr. Mimi, Steve. They having a nice flurry conversation. Love those two. Like I said, they could be in their own spinoff show. King said that Quad is trying to reverse her big back. But then King said that Quad's back is wide. Damn. And to say that on national television, think you get away with, my lord. Then Contessa has got to try to work out this umbrella. And, you know, Dr. Simone is going to this place. It looks like a nice place, you know what I mean? And, you know, Dr. Simone is there. And Dr. Simone came first, then Dr. Heavily, I meant. So it's Brandy's B day, right? And Dr. Simone needs a break from anyone with the last name Wetmore. And Brandy's husband is paying for the night. So all the ladies are there: Jackie, Toya, Contessa, Angel, Quad. And, you know, Toya's talking about everybody looks so nice. It was shade. So Jackie said, this brand biatch. I'm like, damn. And Dr. Jackie said that Toya's not professional, right? And so Dr. Contessa said that if you didn't come to my party, come to my house, and she cooked from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Child, Scott could have at least done catering, right? You should not have had to cook. I'm just keeping it up. You already planned out your birthday party. You had your birthday party, this, that, the third. No, that was a little too much. So then Brandy's husband and kids are on the phone. And, you know, they're, you know, all the ladies saying hi, and Dr. Contessa agrees that Scott should take care of her. And then Dr. Contessa says, should we pray to God or pray to your husband for him paying for everything? And then Dr. Simone, her confessional, says Contessa is retaliating for, you know, Scott not for her birthday party. And Dr. Contessa said, if this was thrown for me, I would have been underwhelmed. And Contessa brought money, right? And Brandy brought up the fact that Contessa, you know, talked to Brandy about how she felt away, right? And, you know, Contessa and Toya get into it about how they both complain about their relationships and stuff like that. And Angel's like, maybe this is their behavior, that they argue and then they come back together again. And Dr. Contessa said that, you know, they've been married for 20 years and I wish he would change, right? And, you know, Dr. Simone said for 29 years, you know, her and Cecil been married and he's not going to change. And Toya said, thank you for informing her. And Quad said that some people are married but don't want to be married no more. And then Dr. Simone said, who does not want to be married anymore here besides me? And y'all, that's where it ends. So listen, Contessa, you did too damn much to Brandy. That's how her husband wanted to treat her for her birthday. Child, you get to drink and eat and have a good time on somebody else's dime. Just be happy. Sincerely. Like, be happy, be merry, and just enjoy. That's all you gotta do. Brandy is new, right? So we don't really know too much about her yet. But from these 3 episodes, it seems like she's got decent energy, right? And I say decent because, like I said, we don't know her fully, right? So we can't really come to a summarization about her. But from what we've seen, there's an energy there that, you know, okay, she could be cool, right? Could be cool. We don't know yet. And so it seems like maybe Dr. Simone has been thinking about her and Cecil for a while now. And we don't know if Dr. Simone and Cecil are going to get divorced, right? But we'll see. So in the preview, Contessa says there's plenty of people that are getting divorced for all kinds of things these days. And then Dr. Heavenly is speaking to somebody and saying, I got my son is missing. I don't know where he is. Then there is a party, right? It looks like it's at Quad's house, but then, you know, Eugene says what you did, you know, made those other women upset. And Toy said, fuck the bitches. Child. There's a lot going down episode 4, which we will get to next week. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your Married to Medicine season 12, episode 3 after show. I hope I covered everything. Like I said, I paused it with the Steve Harvey clip where I needed to. You know what I mean? And I just, I just, yeah, that Dr. Simone conversation, it took me out, man. It really, really did. So with that being said, there is a video that I want you guys to see, right? So let me get that up for y'all. Now, this came out like 48 minutes ago when I was like, getting ready for the show and everything. So this is from Layla Lynn TV. Here we go. Here we go.
What's up, you guys? It's Layla Lynn, and I'm back with a new video. And in this video, I want to talk about the fact that we can now see why Dr. Simone Whitmore wanted to divorce Cecil. We see now why she wanted a divorce. At the time, it looked like it was just over him bringing Tammy, a woman named Tammy, into her home. But now we see it's more so that he brought another woman into the home because it's almost like she is the mother, he is the child, so he brought his girlfriend. That's what it looks like at this point. So we're going to get into what people are saying on social media regarding Dr. Simone Whitmore and the conversation she had with her sons, her youngest son in particular, who seems to have kind of like picked up after his dad, who seems to lean on the mom. And this is my thing. First of all, make sure if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you're not familiar with me, I am Layla Lynn. I cover celebrity news, nostalgia, The Real Housewives, and Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine is one of my favorite franchises because the women are professional. I love that they're women doctors. I love that. Women doctors and nurses. I love that. But even Brandi on the show, she's a nurse, but I think she's like a doctor nurse. But in any case, I want to talk about Dr. Simone. I feel like this is what happens sometimes when you focus on first your academics and then your career. As a woman, when you do that, sometimes you can attract like users. And this is not to shade any.
And this can go for, men too. Women can also be users, but that's neither here nor there, but a very important point. Let's keep going.
Anybody, I'm not making this video to shade Cecil or anything like that. But sometimes when you're an outstanding woman, you may attract outstanding men, but you also may attract users. And sometimes users, it's like a subconscious thing. Like
Let me flip it, reverse it, wind it back. Here we go.
What's up, you guys? It's Layla Lynn, and I'm back with a new video. And in this video, I want to talk about the fact that we can now see why Dr. Simone Whitmore wanted to divorce Cecil. We see now why she wanted a divorce. At the time, it looked like it was just over him bringing Tammy, a woman named Tammy, into her home. But now we see it's more so that he brought another woman into the home because it's almost like she is the mother, he is the child, so he brought his girlfriend. That's what it looks like at this point. So we're going to get into what people are saying on social media regarding Dr. Simone Whitmore and the conversation she had with her sons, her youngest son in particular, who seems to have kind of like picked up after his dad, who seems to lean on the mom. And this is my thing. First of all, make sure if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you're not familiar with me, I am Layla Lynn. I cover celebrity news, nostalgia, The Real Housewives, and Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine is one of my favorite franchises because the women are professional. I love that they're women doctors. I love that. Women doctors and nurses. I love that. But even Brandi on the show, she's a nurse, but I think she's like a doctor nurse. But in any case, I want to talk about Dr. Simone. I feel like this is what happens sometimes when you focus on first your academics and then your career. As a woman, when you do that, sometimes you can attract like users. And this is not to shade anybody. I'm not making this video to shade Cecil or anything like that. But sometimes when you're an outstanding woman, you may attract outstanding men, but you also may attract users. And sometimes users, it's like a subconscious thing. Like, I don't think Cecil intentionally set out to use Dr. Simone, but it's a subconscious thing where it seems like that whole household leans on Dr. Simone. She's the head of household, but then when she puts her foot down, she's not allowed to be the head of household, because she doesn't have that support system in Cecil. So we're going to get into what people are saying about it on social media, because if you watch the episode, you know that her youngest son,
My Lord.
he really tried it. Not only did he want her to pay for his law school, but he also wanted her to buy him a new car because he's tired of looking at his Jeep. Now, me growing up the way I grew up, it's so hard for me to even fathom that. For my parents to buy me a car and me to say, I'm so tired of looking at it, I can't fathom it. But I know they grew up differently. They grew up entitled. Right. But at the same time, at a certain point in time, like real life has to come into play. And it seems like Dr. Simone, being that she pays for everything, she shields them from real life, which is not good, especially for young people. It's not good to shield them from real life. But I want to get into the social media reactions to what we saw. And we're going to get into Dr. Simone and her son. They did a live and they explained the whole situation. So shout out to Erica. First of all, if y'all don't know Erica De Niro TV, she tweeted, Simone did all that yelling and still bought his ass a Tesla. Yes, Simone bought the car. Simone bought the car because Simone caves to pressure. What we've seen on television, when she wanted to divorce Cecil and the entire cast kind of like surrounded her, was like, no, y'all can still salvage this. You can still save it. She caved in. And now it seems like her family has kind of like surrounded her and told her, you know, we can save this. You can do it.
By the way, that's Miss Pat for those of you who don't know.
She caved in. She bought him a Tesla. Someone else tweeted, y'all should have let Simone divorce that man when she had the chance the first time. MIG, she still has a chance. Contessa sitting there regurgitating male-centered rhetoric on being single is why her and Simone are miserable in their marriages and low-key, high-key, why they envy Quad. You can tell, even when Quad was married, you can tell Quad is the type of person that prioritizes herself at the end of the day. Not at every moment, but you can tell at the end of the day, she prioritizes herself. And some of the other women on the cast also do that, but some don't. And Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone, the two like workhorses on the cast, don't do that, in my opinion. Someone else tweeted, 60K on a credit card from a spoiled kid and have the nerve to talk bank. Then Cecil jump in to support his leeching son. Simone is right to crash out. This is why Simone is always yelling. Simone is not heard. And so that's why Simone is always yelling. It's like an internal thing, like something going on in her home where she's trying to be heard. She's not being heard at home. So now she's always yelling. And if you notice when she talks.
By the way, it's this Nene gift for me, okay? Oh, my Lord. Let's keep going, y'all.
Little lady, she's always getting up in their faces because she's not being heard at home. Mama Dot said, I grew up in a Black household. So when Michael told Dr. Simone he was done with the conversation, I ducked instinctively.
Yep.
I would never speak to my mama like that. I would never even think to tell my mom, I'm done with this conversation. Yep. After he served her that food in them pans that had not even been washed, still had stickers in them, he got up and said, I'm done with this conversation. And even before that, he said, don't tell me something that's going to make me feed your food to the dogs. That was so disrespectful. I don't care what white people are doing, because he brought up white people and how white people spoil their kids. I don't care what white people are doing. To me, white people are not the litmus test. And I feel like a lot of people use them as a litmus test. And it's just it's the wrong path to go down. If you're using white people as a litmus test, you need to grow up. But this is what they said. I want to get into their opponent live where they address this.
Here we go.
Everyone's argued or had a disagreement with their mother. One, what our disagreement about happens to be different because that's going to pertain to our family. One. Two, we happen to be on a reality TV show for you all to watch and feel obligated to give your opinion. And
we had a real moment on national TV.
And that was a genuine, and something me and my mom talked about. After that moment, me and my mom probably didn't talk for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That was a genuine argument that we hadn't had before. And it happens. That's life. That's our family. I love my mom. We were just in New York having a blast.
Who paid for that trip? Who paid for that New York trip?
Come on, Layla Lynn. Come on. And, I'll just say this, like, bruh, to be so entitled to say, listen, we have arguments just like any other family, right? And, I love my mom, this, that, and the third. Bruh, you cannot ask for construction when you cause destruction, bruh. And that was very destructive what you did, right? So cut the shits. In the words of One Take Talk, cut the shits, okay? Cut the shits. Let's keep going.
That's like, really saying I was just in New York spending her money. That's how I received it.
Having a blast. That me and her, we were just in New York having a blast. So and we got, so everybody say what up to Miles. Miles kind of ducked in there in a heated hot. That's how.
Miles, shout out to Miles. Didn't remember your name. Did not mean to do that on purpose, good brother. But Miles, shout out to you because you didn't really get into the conversation, but at least you were respectful enough to say, hey, I do care about my mom and how hard she's working and how she's trying to get into retirement. So, Michael, you can learn from Miles, okay?
How it works. We all have our relationships.
And it seems like Miles is the babysitter and Michael's the baby. Let's keep going.
With each other, and it makes our family go. So what y'all see, it don't matter, bro. We know what we got going on. Law school, we gonna get it figured out. In case y'all are wondering, I don't drive a Jeep anymore. I drive a Tesla. So bad.
Wow.
And he had the nerve. I don't know if y'all saw that he did it quickly, but he had the nerve to stick up his middle finger. Come
on. I know you No. Nope. See, this is how petty I'm going to be with my kids. I'm going to keep it buck with you because I've told my co-workers, told my friends and family members, I said, listen, let any one of my kids, right? Let's just say I'm a brand ambassador for Honda, right? I get them a brand new top of the line Honda Accord. 2027 hasn't even came out yet, right? They're the first ones to get. Oh, I don't want that. Okay, what about your friend that's homeless? How they doing? They good? But don't worry about it. I just want to talk to them. I will gladly, along with my BBW Thick Delicious Curvy, okay, female Pillsbury, Joe Goddess, this, that, and the third. We will drive over there. Make sure he's not homeless. Pay his college off or her college off. Give him or her the car and then give them $10 million on top of everything to come by the house and troll my son or daughter with the car that I would have gave them. And if they're looking around for uncles and aunties and cousins and nieces and nephews and everybody, hey, y'all see my dad doing? Well, hell, your dad's your daddy. You know what I mean? He worked. Friendly's virtual tour was got out the mud. Boy, I'm with your dad on this one. And your mama ain't gonna backflip on me. She ain't gonna backtrack. She ain't gonna pussy pop. Because kings and queens stand for something. Princes and princesses fall for anything. So now, but let's keep going, child. This is a damn shame.
Bow. And it's like, you didn't buy it. You can't brag on stuff you didn't buy. If your mother bought it, you cannot brag on that. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work that way in the real world. And I feel like they are sheltered. Her children are sheltered from the real world because she is the type of person that depends on her output, which a lot of people were raised that way, especially like in my opinion in the 70s and 80s. Like a lot of women were raised to where what you put out, like your career, what you're able to give to a man is your value. And really it's much more to life than what you're able to give to a man or your family. Like, what about you?
That part.
What can you give?
That goes the same thing for men too, because with men we are very much wrapped up in our identity of who we are as a brother, as a father, as a husband, as this, that, and the third. But we also got to recognize we're human too, right? So let's keep going.
Give yourself.
Don't do that.
No, see, now you done stirred up some shit. Now.
Don't do that.
My bad.
See right there.
Now but we good though. That's the moral. That's the moral. We are good and we are a passionate family. So when y'all see us rah go back and forth, those two people on my
sometimes I feel like people mix up passion for like we argue a lot. Saying we're a passionate family is kind of like we're a family that argues a lot. That's what it really is.
Yeah.
Be rah-rah. We've been rah-rah
Yeah,
for your
exactly.
entire life. We gonna be rah-rah.
Well,
We that
see,
rah-rah.
here's the thing, though, and Dr. Simone, you're feeding into your son's delusions of grandeur. Because here's the thing: you can be rah-rah, but you can also say what you need to with respect. Because I've had conversations with my parents, and we didn't make it go left because guess what? There's a rule that my mama gave me: whether I'm 100, you 99, I'm still your mama. Okay, so being rah-rah and passionate doesn't give you the right to be disrespectful. Let's keep going.
Our family.
And that's what it is. On my screen, she's above me and he's on the right. They're passionate people, so they go back and forth, but they're strong-willed and they're smart. So that's why the back and forth gets animated. It gets a lot, but we good, bro. That's it. Let's get up out of this shit.
It only sounds like he's saying we good because he got what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very childish.
Not to mention, too, let's get about this shit. Like, bruh, stop it. You're on your mom's Instagram.
Good because you got what you wanted. You got your Tesla, law school, you're figuring out what have you. That's why you feel like you're good, because you got what you wanted. But you're not really good, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't spoil their children, but I feel like when it comes to adults, like young adults, you have to start changing. The way you raise your kids versus the way you raise your young adults should be different. And that's not to say they have to struggle, but I feel like this: if you want an investment from me, like for my kids, if they, I do plan to pay for their college, but if they want to go to graduate school, they have to have some type of scholarship too. Like, show me that other people are willing to invest in you.
Come on. That just like Steve Harvey said, we're going to pay for your first semester. Based on your grades, we'll pay for the second semester. So I don't mind paying my kids college, full ride, right? But you also are going to have these A's and B's and sometimes C's, because C's get degrees too. But you're going to give a fuck for me to give a fuck. But then after that, if you want to go graduate school, listen, if you got some scholarships lined up, I'll supplement where it's necessary. I'm not going to leave you hanging, but you also going to have to showcase that you are investing in yourself. Let's keep going.
I personally feel like his endeavor to go to law school is an endeavor to extend being on his mother's credit card. I don't feel like he is an ambitious person.
Yep.
I don't. He would have to show me.
All right, we're going to get ready to call it a night. Thanks, everybody who joined. Thanks, everybody who watched tonight. If you missed it tonight, catch it tomorrow night, Monday.
You got to watch it on Peacock. It's better on Peacock because it's the uncut version when I cuss Simone out. It's going to be on the Peacock version tomorrow.
Now, wait a minute, Cecil. Wait a minute, bro. No. Wait a minute. You said that Peacock is better because it's the uncut version, and when you cuss your wife, dude, you can't say that shit. Because, dude, let's just say if Dr. Simone, even though Dr. Simone, you are fucking petty for what you did at BravoCon by shading Mariah Huq, where without Mariah Huq, your son would not have been able to do $60,000 on the motherfucking credit card and would not be able to complain about a Jeep. It could not be entitled to want graduate school. So Mariah Huq helped that happen, okay? For you to have a way for you to pay all that shit, all right? Just keeping it a buck. With that being said, two things can be true, right? Dr. Simone is shady for shading Mariah Huq, and so is Dr. Jackie. But also, too, in the same token, right is right, wrong is wrong. Let's just say Dr. Simone said, when I cuss my husband out on Peacock, it's fucking epic. Everybody be like, now, you know you should not be cussing your husband out like that, right? So, like, bro, that just no, that wasn't cool. Let's keep going, y'all.
Now, this is the thing. He's talking about he cussed Simone out on the Peacock version, but I mean, can you afford to cuss her out? If she the one paying the bills? His son implied that his mom makes money. When she asked him how you're going to finance your law school career, he was like, I have a mom that makes good money. He didn't say parents. And y'all know kids will tell it. He didn't say I have parents that make good money. He said I have a mom that makes good money. So I feel like with Cecil, Cecil is a very passive person. And there are certain people where their nature is to be passive, especially if somebody's taking care of them, they will be passive. And I feel like Cecil is that type of person. So I don't know why he's talking about cussing out Simone, because Simone is on the edge. She just told us she doesn't want to be married anymore. And I wouldn't be surprised if she got divorced, because I feel like she needs some time to breathe.
Yep.
I feel like Dr. Simone Whitmore.
More separation of, houses. You got your place, I got my place. And, we still see each other. There are actually many marriages that are in separate homes. I don't get that. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to, listen. I'm gonna have to have my wife in the bed with me, just like I'm gonna have to be in the bed with her. We stuck like glue. Damn it.
Need some time to just be Simone.
Listen, I'm stuck with your gorilla grip in more ways than one. And you are stuck with my Niagara Falls energy. Okay, listen.
And breathe. And whether that brings her back to her marriage or not, it's up
hammer. Or my black or hammer energy. Okay, that's Black and Thor put together. Okay,
to her, but I feel like she needs time to breathe, because at this point, all we've seen her do is work. And it's almost as if she gets into arguments with the other women, like her whole situation with Quad. I really feel like it has to do with the fact that she sees that Quad focuses on herself. And Simone has been trained not to focus on herself. She's been trained to focus on what she can do, like what she can give to the world, what she can give to her patients, what she can give to her family, but not what she can give to herself. And Quad is all about what can she give to herself? What house can she buy? What car can she buy? What clothes can she buy? And I feel like that's where they clash. I'm going to do a separate video about Dr. Contessa. I feel like on Married to Medicine, aren't we seeing, y'all leave a comment, aren't we seeing so many of the women start to almost become like male-centered? Like Dr. Simone is headed in that direction. Like the only way she can keep her marriage together is to become male-centered. She's surrounded by men. And then Dr. Jackie is starting to put it like Toya sat on her husband's lap, which is not what's happened. That's not what happened. So it's like she's becoming male-centered, which I think she already was. And then we're starting to see Contessa. That's what the person mentioned in the tweet. Contessa and her rhetoric regarding people. She was saying at her birthday party, people are so worried about gender roles and things like that, and who paid for the party, who threw the party, and things like that. She's starting to give that male-centered rhetoric. And my problem with that, even when I talk about femininity and stuff like that, as a woman, like, you should never lose your feminine qualities. But at the same time, you have to acknowledge that a man can't do what you do. Like, men and women are just not the same. Like, you have that creativity, you have the power to create in you, and a man just doesn't have it. Men and women are different. We're both the human species, but we are different, and we're able to do things men can't do. And if we don't allow them to do what they can do, and we start taking on their role, then it's like we're doing everything, right? Leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. As always, thanks for.
Because I've heard before that the reason why some men don't really pursue relationships and stuff is because they feel like, well, you already doing everything, so what am I supposed to be here for? You know what I mean? So you do have to allow him. You do have to allow him to be him. You know what I mean, as well. But, child, if it's not one thing, it's another. So,
for watching. I also want to say this. Whenever I use a green screen, I become distorted. It distorts part of my body. It distorts my hands. It distorts my eyes. So do not worry about my health. If you see me looking distorted when I have a green screen, don't leave comments about my health. I'm fine. It's only distorted because I have a green screen.
All right, and there it is from the one, the only Miss.
Now, if you made it this far to the end of the video, then I think you like my content. So make sure you subscribe and check out my channel. I have over 1,000 videos on my channel. Check out my playlist and my podcast, and I assure you, you will like more of my content.
Shout out to Layla Lynn TV, y'all. All right, I'm gonna turn off my camera. Because we've done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. CC, if you're still there, hopefully you enjoyed the show. Let me know your thoughts on everything. Like I said, a very powerful episode. It's just episode 3, y'all, this damn show. Good Lord. You know what I mean? So, but yes, indeed. Like I said, I'm glad that I was able to take time out to really break down that process, because Let me tell you something. As I'm speaking to y'all, I'm speaking to my damn self too. Okay. In terms of keeping myself motivated, right? Because I know that this platform is going somewhere. I feel it, I see it, and I'm receiving it. So we're gonna take a little commercial break, and we'll be back more Brandy's Virtual Tour live right after this. We are live on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll be back right after this. Rolling.
Lights go low, the city goes high. Stories untold under moonlit skies. Pray lonely, got the vibe, got the flow for the culture. Yeah, you already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture, by the culture. Pray lonely's got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Headlines flip with a soulful twist. Behind the scenes where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean in, feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Pray lonely's got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Hear the whispers in the city's hum. Echoes of stories where we're from. A beat, a step, a voice so clear. The pulse of us, it's all right here. We got soul, we got flavor. Every moment is a savior. Every experience is an overcomer. Turn it up, feel the glow, let the rhythm flow. Spotlight shining, we in the zone. This is the place where the cultures grow. Stories untold, now they're coming alive. Braylon Lee got the vibe tonight. One thing to know and two things for sure. Higher is waiting and lower is available. But either way, we gotta go on tour. It's Braylon Lee's virtual tour, where the culture makes its move. Feel the love, feel the truth. This is us, this is you. From the unknown, the unembraced and more. This show, this brand, and the possibilities of what can be is all here for you. I'm just a kid from the rock, trying to be a rock for people, trying to make it best they can to become. Being moved as a creator of power to lift up all of us, not just a selective few. For the culture, by the culture, here we be. Braylon Lee, bringing life to your screen. Feel the soul, feel the truth, we're free. Trust and believe it's entertainment, news done away with. Braylon Lee, spotlight sharp like a diamond shine. We see the stars, but the stories align. Deep in the soul where the heartbeats find. The pulse of the people redefining time. Just a pro tip, people have to earn the right to hear your story, but in addition to that, people have to earn the responsibility to be a part of it. Just because we are not seen by everybody doesn't mean we are not been seen by who needs to see us. Noise equals attention and sound equals purpose. Anybody can be a creator, but it takes a somebody to be an artist.
Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward,
with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
In Disney's 102-year history, there have been many defining moments and countless achievements. Today, we celebrate another thrilling moment, the creation of a spectacular new Disney theme park resort coming to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi is a place where heritage meets innovation, a place where we preserve our past while designing the future.
Bringing a Disney theme park resort to Yas Island, Abu Dhabi, marks a historic milestone in our journey as a global family destination.
The 7th Disney theme park resort destination represents a new frontier in theme park ambitions. Our resort in Abu Dhabi will be the most advanced and interactive destination in our entire portfolio. The location of our park is incredibly unique. It's anchored by a beautiful waterfront, which will allow us to tell our stories in completely new ways. Ultimately, this project will be a celebration of what's possible when creativity and progress come together.
What we are creating with Disney in Abu Dhabi is a whole new world of imagination, an experience that will inspire generations across the region and the world.
This collaboration represents a powerful fusion of Disney's unmatched legacy in storytelling and Mira's commitment to bringing world-class entertainment to our guests.
Abu Dhabi's vision for the future is to create a legacy for generations to come.
Disneyland Abu Dhabi will be authentically Disney and distinctly Emirati. An oasis of extraordinary Disney entertainment at this crossroads of the world. It will bring to life our timeless characters and stories in many new ways, becoming a source of joy and inspiration for the people of this vast region to enjoy for generations to come.
Caesar. Just look at him. Politician. General. Author. Ruler. Man. Legend has it, he's not only stared into the belly of the beast, he's had it for dinner. Here he's free to relax, or party, or relax, or party, or relax, and party. His is a world of opulence, excess, and the occasional impulse buy. Not one to rest on his laurels, he's famous for ushering in a new age of entertainment. So, for anyone seeking a place where the sun never sets on a good time, all this awaits.
I am Caesar, and I approve this palace.
I'm loving it.
And I'm loving y'all right back. Welcome back into Brayley's virtual tour live. Glad to have all of you here in the building with me. We'll chill out here for just a little bit, y'all. Read y'all the daily motivator, and then we will head on out of here. But child. Ooh, Married to Medicine is hot. So, like I said, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, you guys will get a show. Then, of course, you guys know on Thursdays, I am off of YouTube, unless there is something in the culture that needs to be talked about. Definitely, if there is, you guys will know because you guys will see thumbnail for the live. Besides that, I am off. And then Friday, of course, will be 2 new shows for you all. So yeah. Christmas will be next week, I believe. Christmas will be next week. I don't know what you guys. Like I said, I think we'll hang out here until like 1 hour and 35 minutes, and then we'll do the daily motivator and then head on out of here. So yes, indeed. Hey, one person, welcome in. Glad to have you here. We're just chillaxing. Thought about Married to Medicine in that very, very heavy episode. Like I said, I really am loving the fact that you guys are getting Potomac on Monday and then Married to Medicine on Tuesday, so that way you guys can get all the reality reviews out the way for the beginning of your week, and then hey, we're right back here, So, like I said, we're watching Ready to Love as well. I think this will be episode 7 coming up this Saturday. So ain't no fun when the rabbit got the pow. Yes, indeed, child. My Lord. Yes, indeed. Hey, one person, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Yes, indeed. Almost there to 1 hour and 35 minutes. Then we will head on out of here with the Daily Motivator. Yes, indeed. Oh, Lord Jesus. Lord. Oh, Lord. Lord. Michelle Daly just put out there about the Kenya Moore hair spa eviction hearing was a mess. Child. There's always something going on these YouTube streets, child. Let's get on out of here. Let's go out here with the Daily Motivator, everybody. Here we go. It's time for the Daily Motivator. The great thing about getting older is that you don't lose all the other ages you've been. Yes, indeed, right there. Here it is right here. The great thing about getting older is that you don't lose all the other ages that you've been. What a blessing that is right there from Madeline E. Engel. Time of day motivator for Tuesday, December 16th, 2025, embracing imperfection. It's okay for everything not to be perfect with your day, your situation, your life, your mood. Moods are forced, vibes are created, but let's keep going. In fact, it can be good. In the imperfections are opportunities for improvement, for the satisfaction that comes with making something better than it was. The things that don't work so well serve as reminders to more fully appreciate and utilize what does work. By embracing imperfection, you open yourself to a wider range of possibilities. Imperfection teaches, amuses, and motivates. In the process of moving toward perfection, you must make your way through plenty of imperfection. By experiencing and dealing with what's wrong, you can become skilled at getting things right. Learn to be inspired by imperfection, and you'll be inspired by anything. Achieve excellence despite the imperfections and grow stronger. Life will often hand you imperfections, so respond by giving your best, Ralph Morrison. You know, I gotta tell you something. There's a thing on my wall that says somewhere someone is looking for exactly what you have to offer. And I gotta tell you, sometimes I feel like, is that really true? But then I look at all of the destinations that we've covered this year. And every year I get, stronger and wiser. I get better, much better. When I look back over all he brought me through. Now I'm stronger. Now I'm wiser. I'm better. So much better. Tell your neighbor, never would have made it. Never would have made it. Never could have made it. The first thing I will say is you have to recognize that through the imperfections are lessons. That's the first thing I will tell you. It takes everything that happened to you to happen for you. That's the first thing. The second thing I will tell you, right, about embracing imperfection, right? By experiencing and dealing with what's wrong, you can become skilled at getting things right. I fully agree with that. There was a point in time where I did not like being wrong about anything. And what ended up happening to me was I actually lost out on a lot of lessons. Sincerely, I lost out on a lot of lessons that could have saved me a lot of time. My mom has always said, you're going to do this the easy way or the hard way, but you're still going to go through it. And sometimes we need to go through some things, but we don't need to go through everything, right? That's the second thing I'll tell you. Then finally, so respond by giving your best. Recognize that your best does not have to be this big, grand, glorious gesture, but it's the energy that you give, right? And I remember something that Steve Harvey said: you may outwork me, and you may know more than me. You may know more people than me, and what did he say? You may know more people than me, and you may do more than me, but you will never out-hustle me at being me. And I think we all need to recognize that just a little bit more. Yes, indeed. So, with that being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you weren't born special, because you are always one of us. And trust, you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Wise ones to call yourself. It's nothing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully, by spending time together, we're awesome, great together. And always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or just recognizing that, listen, okay, just because your parents have resources, Michael, don't mean all their resources are your resources. Make sure the replay is not just where you watch it, not just where for you listen to it, but if you want to experience it again. I love you. I value. I embrace you all. Always remember, in order to receive love, you got to give it. Or receive love, you got to give it. Or receive love, you got to give it. Wherever obstacles you've overcome, where successes you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you. But no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all, listen. Even though their issues are public, that don't mean, right, that we should accept that behavior. I'm not saying we should accept that behavior from Michael and them, but just recognize, just because your issue is public doesn't mean that you are not responsible for what you do. Because whether your issue is public or not, you still have to deal with the rewards or consequences of what you do. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was. For the day that was, for the day that's coming, for the blessings the only way for you, me, all of us, as a society, as a people, as culture. I feel the love, and I send it right back to you. Love you all. Good night, everybody. Bye.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's faith. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been...
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal, and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Are video games getting too expensive? This episode, we want to find some common ground because the CEOs want to raise the price even more.
Not with these broken ass games.
$5 million. That's how much San Andreas costs to make. Is it their fault for selling or our fault for buying?
Corporations claim all this stuff. Devs say otherwise.
Sports gamers, cozy gamers, whatever you call the people who play Power Wash Simulator.
I think it stings a little bit more because I'm spending my actual money and my mom is not. Imagine they get rid of all movie theaters and then charge you the same price to watch the same movie at home.
That's like every streaming service. It doesn't have to be the longest of games, but am I having fun with it? This is Lex. I'm Ronell. Let's get right into it.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's
Child relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child relevant over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time.
Hey, good to see you. I hope all is well with you. Hope all is well with you, Sarah Hill. Good to see you. I'm ending the show, but I hope all is well with you. We talked about Married to Medicine tonight. Dropped a lot of gems when it came to that Dr. Simone Michael conversation. It was heavy. But I think the power of reality TV is it's a mirror to what we could be and what we need to work on. So one love, much love, all love to you. It's good to see you. You're always welcome. Love you. Have a wonderful night. Love you. Bye-bye, everybody. Love y'all.